Good morning. Good. Very good. Yourself?
I'm good. Yeah. What are we talking about today?
Oh, man. It's going to be an exciting one today, Double T. We got to make it short and sweet.
Okay.
Well, we can still do the tight 3 to 4 minutes. On my way to Texas for recording my show, recording a set at the House of Comedy in Plano, Texas.
Nice. You gonna put that out or something, or?
It's part of the World Series of Comedy Records.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, awesome, man. Well, let's talk about it.
Dive in.
Here we go. Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. Good morning. It is Double T Mornings, sponsored by Tommy's Express Car Wash in Loves Park on Forest Hills and on East Riverside. It is time for Bar Comedy USA News with Jerdog. Jerdog, what do you got going on this week?
Hey, Double T, I got to tell you, we're going to make it short and sweet, quick and to the point, because I have a plane to catch. I'm on my way to Texas to do a recording of my set at the House of Comedy for World Series of Comedy Records this Friday night. I'm equally parts excited and terrified.
I bet, because you're not doing comedy as much as you used to. You're more behind the scenes guy.
I'm more behind the scenes guy. That is true, but I'm going to dust off all the old school Jerdog polished material. And the reason why I say I'm equally terrified is that just everything is bigger in Texas, Double T. So if the laughs might be bigger, but so might the crickets.
I know you've traveled to Texas in the past. How do they take comedy in Texas? Is it kind of like your normal thing, or do you have to adjust for those Texans down there?
That's a good question, Double T. I learned everything I know about doing comedy in Texas from the movie Young Guns.
I don't remember that being a comedy.
Well, hey, man, comedy in Texas, it's a whole other world than the rest of the country. You got to have a thick skin and be quick on your feet if you're going to survive.
I bet. They've got probably, I think once you win them over, I'm sure you're good to go, but to get to that point, it's got to be a little difficult.
It's a whole other game trying to rally and wrangle a room full of drunk Texans. You gotta be prepared to bring your A game, like I am, or get booed off the stage faster than you can say yeehaw.
Do they put chicken wire in front of the stage?
I don't think that they regard safety like they do in Kokomo, Indiana at Bob's Country Bunker. And keep in mind, Double T, this is my set that's going to be recorded. So these jokes are going to be immortalized for all eternity.
Yeah, that's got to... how often have you had that done?
I would say a few times throughout the course of my career where, I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll pick this one night to put my entire career on the line. It's no big deal.
Is this part of a World Series of Comedy event then?
Yeah, it's the recordings, the World Series of Comedy recordings, WSC recordings, and this is to go out not only in clips on social media, but also across other listening areas, which I may or may not say right now, lest I be bleeped.
Are you the only one going to be recorded that night, or will the other people too?
No, there's several comedians that are part of the World Series of Comedy that are going to be recorded throughout the year. We have other shows happening coming up in Little Rock, Arkansas, and as well as Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, fancy.
And this all leads up to the big main event in September. That is held in
Nice.
Las Vegas.
Have you been working on the jokes?
Well, Double T, I would love to sit here right now and tell you that I've been honing my material and practicing my delivery and meticulously planning every punchline, but that would be the lie. I prefer to get up there, wing it, and hope for the best.
It's Bar Comedy USA News with comedian Jared Dog. Jared Dog, tell everybody about the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour.
Oh, the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour is so much fun. You want to talk about winging it and hope for the best. Head to the nightclubs, taverns, neighborhood restaurants, and bars that are located in the nooks and crannies of America. That's when you're going to see comedy at its most spontaneous, and you can get tickets for that no matter where you're located at barcomictix.com.
Buddy, good luck in Texas. If I don't hear from you, I know it didn't go so well.
Double T, I just want to say I hope that we're speaking again at this time next week.
Rockford's home for Classic Rock, 96.7 The Eagle. Fun stuff, man. Fun stuff.
Yeah, that was good. I wasn't sure what I could say about where the records are being released. It's for Sirius XM.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine.
And then all the other comedians also get their copies to do what they would do for social media and other marketing and self-promotional purposes, distribution,
Oh, cool.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All the boring behind-the-scenes stuff that I'm not 100% privy to.
Have a nice trip to Texas.
Okay, thanks, Double T.
All right, we'll talk next week.
Talk to you next week.
All right.
That was Double T for our weekly segment on Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7 FM, The Eagle. And I'll be right back real quick. Stick around. I want to give some shout outs to the comedians that were on the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour last week. And like I mentioned, when I was on the air with Double T, you can get tickets for that at barcomictix.com. Like I could not mention when I was on the air with Double T, and I wasn't sure whether it was a conflict of interest or not, talking about the World Series of Comedy Records, which I'll be recording my set this week in Plano, Texas at the House of Comedy, May 17th. And you can get tickets for that if you're anywhere near VIPTicketHub.com. So, but I'll be right back. Stick around. I got some shout outs to give out for the superstars on the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour last week. Hang tight. Okay, we're back. Thanks for sticking around. I just want to give some shout outs to the superstars on the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour last week. All right, check this out. Here we go. We got a fun animation that I made up. Last Friday night, it was my birthday, and it was also the night that Travis Spencer and Andy Gunnan brought their A game to Romeo and Juliet in Hickory, North Carolina. Thank you guys for doing that. Andy had a pretty cool clip that he put out on his social media, battling, not really a heckler, but sort of making fun of somebody that wasn't really paying attention to the show and trying to give directions. completely oblivious that there was a stand-up comedy live event happening. Also, J.P. McAllister and Bill Stone went to Meadville, Pennsylvania at Butch's Pub. They had a great turnout. It was an outside show, comedy under the stars. That's always fun in the summertime. Mark Masters and Nick Hahn performed for a packed house at Little Devil's Lounge in Denver, Colorado. And I was a little nervous about that because the Nuggets were in the playoffs, and so who knew what comedy was going to turn out like, but it was a packed house, and they loved it. And then Uncle Larry Reeb went to Staunton, Illinois at Skeeter's Pub with a one-man show, and they loved him. Ed Burrows and Carlin Haggerty, and I have a testimonial from this too, a review from the iBar in Whitewood, South Dakota. Absolutely loved Ed and Carlin, and they can't wait to bring back the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour for another series next fall. And then Steve Sabo and Kim Wadsworth went to the American Legion in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and shout out to all the folks there, Mark, and everybody who showed up for that event. And Steve and Kim, thank you very much for doing that show. It was for a good cause as well. And anybody else that wants to go see the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour anytime, once again, like I said, when I was on with Double T, go to barcomictix.com. I got to get out of here. I got a plane to catch. I got to head to Plano, Texas. I'm stoked for that. Once again, if you're going to be around, VIPTicketHub.com for the World Series of Comedy recording sessions at the House of Comedy. I'll be there this Friday, the 17th, and a lot of other comedians over the course of the week, the 15th through the 18th. Joe Lauer's headlining those shows. So it's going to be awesome. I'm stoked, and that's it for me. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Bar Comedy News, Bar Comedy USA News again next week.